Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with the nerdy comedy rapper, DEVO, also known as DEVO SPICE, or just Tom Rockwell. For more on the incredible Tom, you can read more about him right below this video, but in the meantime, here's a sneak peek at the incredible talent of Tom Rockwell, aka DEVO.
From the deserts of Mandalore he comes. Strikes again, Din Djarin does. With wrist rockets and jetpacks and far more dialogue than Boba Fett he has. The Mandalorian, he is.
M-A-N-DeLorean, M-A-N DeLorean, M-A-N DeLorean, M-A-N DeLorean. Hey, you, put down that child. You don't know me and you don't know my style. Always get my man when I come with a plan. Here I am, I'm the man, DeLorean. Pew, 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 from the flashes on my wrist. Unlike stormtroopers, I rarely miss. Got some Beskar paid for a favor. That stuff is impervious to lightsabers. When track my man from here to Hoth, and I don't ever take my helmet off. Style is classic, straight from the tribe. You'll be like, oh man, can't describe. Piss me off and watch me get fucking wild, and then go and blow everything up. Upside, downside, inside and outside, hitting you from every angle. There's no doubt I always complete my mission and have great aim with no peripheral vision. Back, now please pay for what I did. Hold up, what's gonna happen to the kid right there? I know I'm paid up and we're square, but this doesn't look like daycare. And I can't sit back and watch him get killed, so I'm about to break every rule in the guild. Coming like raw, ooh, I'll break him out. Tell me.
Well, hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you know, you're known around the country and the world not only as Tom Rockwell, but of course, DEVO SPICE. You go by many names, but it is not a mystery that you are one of the funniest men out there. You have this
thank you.
Amazing ability to fuse comedy, rap. You've been called the redheaded stepson of Weird Al Yankovic in Eminem. I mean, but you're an award-winning artist. I mean, I
actually just won 2 more awards this weekend, which was odd. I wasn't expecting to.
Well, there you go, my friend. I mean, look at, I want to know when you realized that you were funny. Where did you grow up and when did you realize you're funny?
So I grew up in Connecticut, and growing up, I was a big fan of Abbott and Costello. And so my local, actually was a station out of New York that played Abbott and Costello every Sunday morning at like 11 o'clock, I think, or 11:30. They played one of their movies, and I watched them religiously. And like when I had to go out, I would tape them. I think I still have the tape somewhere. So I always loved the dynamic, the comedy and stuff. When I was in school, I used to sing parodies of, you know, traditional folk songs and stuff that would get kids expelled these days. You can't really sing songs about blowing up the school anymore. It's just not funny anymore. But then when I got a little bit older, my mother played one of her old Alan Sherman records for me, and I literally fell off the couch onto the floor laughing. And I was like, this is amazing. I had no idea people made comedy albums, you know. And then I discovered Weird Al Yankovic, and then I discovered Dr. Demento, and it was all downhill from there. I was hooked.
Well, speaking of Dr. Demento, I mean, you've had what, over 10 #1 songs on his show?
Something like that. Yeah. I keep meaning to go back and update the count.
But you've had a lot.
Yeah.
Is that cool for you to like get #1 songs on a show that
it's amazing?
You know, that basically jump-started the career of one of your idols, Al?
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Demento discovered Weird Al. If it wasn't for Dr. Demento, Al would probably be an architect right now, because he does have a degree in architecture. But, you know, so me sending songs to the Dr. Demento show, I was like, all right, my goal, I want to get on the air. You know, when I was a kid, I was like, I want to get on the air. And I finally did. Back in 1990 was the first time he played one of my songs. And I was ecstatic, and I couldn't hear the show at the time where I lived. So Dr. Demento sent me the vinyl pressing of the show, which I still have. It's right over there. And
so I got to listen to the entire show. That was the first time I'd ever heard the Dr. Demento show. And I got to listen to him introduce my song and then play it. And to this day, whenever I hear My Wife Left Town with Banana, I forget who sings that song, but at the end of that song, I still hear the beginning of my old song in my head. I'm like, all right, I'm bored is coming up next. And I'm like, yeah. So yeah, it's exciting.
I love it. You've been manifesting this since your childhood. You know, you mentioned Abbott and Costello, and I can't help but think about that's part of my truth. You may not know this, Tom, even though I'm a director now. For 25 years, I performed professionally with my twin brother, Anthony. We're singers, but also studied improv.
Mhm.
But two of our North Stars growing up in our studying of the great comic duos were Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis and Abbott and Costello. So
Nice. Yep.
I know them very well and totally the best. And speaking of another doctor, talk to me a little bit about why and how the whole idea of your Doctor Who concept album came about.
So right around that same time, 1983 was a big year for me. It was like my defining year was 1983. Everything in my life.
By the way, Tom, back to me. I was born then, so God bless.
Oh, okay.
You too.
Okay. Okay. So you're only 10 years younger than me. So don't get a big head or anything.
Hey, Tom, my soul was born in 1933. So I got you beat.
Okay.
Keep going.
So yeah, right around then, sometime around then, I discovered Doctor Who quite by accident because I was flipping through the TV guide and saw it listed in the grid. And I was like, what the hell is that? And whatever. Let's see what's on tomorrow night, It's because I was bored and I saw it was on again. I'm like, the next night, and it's on again. And my father comes in the room. I'm like, Dad, have you heard of Doctor Who? What is Doctor Who? And he's like, I don't know. I never heard of it. So he went upstairs and I didn't think anything of it. And I turned on, I thought it was probably You Can't Do That on Television, I think was on opposite it. And so a half an hour later, my father comes downstairs, like visibly excited and goes, Tom, did you watch Doctor Who? And I went, no, why? You're thinking I'm in trouble because I made him watch something that, I shouldn't have or something. And he's like, I don't understand it, but it was fantastic. There's this guy with a hat and a long scarf, and he's got a blue box. It's bigger on the inside and it travels through space. I don't know what's happening, but we need to watch more of this. And so the following night we watched it together. And over the course of the next few weeks and months and years, we learned about the lore and the backstory and got very confused when we found the other PBS station was airing one of the older Doctors that was in black and white. And we were like, is this the same show? What am I missing? And then we saw him regenerate and it was like, oh, so, and I've been hooked ever since. So in 2013 was the 50th anniversary of of Doctor Who. And I was like, I really should do something about this. I had the title track, I Am the Doctor, already recorded. And I was like, what if I put out a concept album and I'll do one song per incarnation of the Doctor and include the I Am the Doctor as the title track. So I did. And it came together. I mean, my goal was to release it on November 23rd, 2013, which was the actual 50th anniversary.
Wait, time out, Tom. Sorry to interrupt. That's my freaking birthday.
Nice.
Wait, hold please.
November 23rd. Yeah, I believe you.
This is all karma. Keep going.
Yeah. So I tried my best to get it done. There were some technical difficulties I ran into because I decided to make a lenticular album cover. So when you tilt it, it shows 3 different images. So it looks like you're going through the time tunnel at the opening sequence. That proved to be remarkably difficult to do, but I got it working to the point where I was happy with it. So it was delayed until early 2014, but I got the album out and I was very happy with it. And it's done very well. People seem to enjoy it. One of the other Fump artists told me one day, he's like, I'm getting a remarkable amount of mileage out of this Doctor Who album, considering I've never seen the show. And I was like, oh, thank you.
I love it. Well, listen, you have such an ability to be relatable, yet also singular. Obviously, there are a lot of comedians out there, but you have a singularity about you. Obviously, I'm sure that has to do also with the fact that this was something that was supported, it seems, by your family, but also on top of that, you were studying from singular comedic talents. You mentioned Abbott and Costello in that duo-ship, that their own vernacular that they created. And Al, you know what I mean? It's like, this was a once in a generation comedian. And that's what I consider you. And, in looking ahead, Tom, I can only imagine that for all humans, especially artists, it's been a traumatizing time. I'm curious how you've been able to use your art form and also, you know, your comedic sensibility and abilities to just, you know, keep some sort of light and hope about yourself and also what you want to then put out in the world moving forward? Has there been more of a clarity in terms of your North Star post pandemic?
Kinda, sort of, but not really. The pandemic was interesting for me because I'm totally an introvert. So when the CDC said stay home and avoid other people, I was like, I'm good, thanks. You know, so you know, and I did a joke this weekend that when they said, you know, wear a mask, I was like, can I wear a cape too? You know, and then make complete the whole ensemble. But I found that, you know, I had ebbs and flows with my creativity during the pandemic, and it was like sometimes I was able to write a song or a new comedy bit, and sometimes I wasn't. And it just I did manage to get some new some new songs out during the pandemic. I would like to release a new album sometime next year, maybe. I have a whole bunch of songs out already, and then but I hate putting out albums of songs I've already released. You know, I like there to be, you know, a bunch of songs on the album that people haven't already heard somewhere. So that's probably going to be my next big project. I've started taking film classes. Those are starting in a couple of weeks because
in what capacity specifically?
well, directing,
Wow.
writing and directing, because I have this creative drive / curse where most people, like when they come home from work, they pop open a beer, grab a bag of potato chips and put on the TV and they watch something awesome. And then they say, oh, that was awesome. What else is on? And then they put on something else. Me, I do that because I don't drink beer. It'll be a soda or water or whatever. And I'll be like, wow, that was awesome. I want to do that too.
That's
and
right.
then my brain starts working and I'm like, oh, I got this idea. I got this idea. I got this idea. I need to do this, that, and the other thing. And you know, I'm mostly a self-taught artist. I taught myself how to draw. I taught myself how to rap. I taught myself how to program because I've programmed video games. I taught myself how to break dance when I was a kid. You know, I did all the stuff that I saw that I wanted to do. I managed to do. Movie making is the one thing that I failed at. I've tried multiple times. I've written several screenplays, and I've actually started filming 3 of them at 3 different times, and all 3 times got blown off by the lead actors after like we started filming. So I was like, all right, I need to, it's like I have this urge, I need to do this. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to go to school and learn how to do it. But it's like, I got a mortgage and a wife and kids. I can't just quit my job and go to NYU for 4 years, you know? So I found a school here in New Jersey that does night classes.
Oh,
So so I enrolled in their filmmaking
can you do
course.
it remotely?
I don't. You might be able to. I'm planning to go in person because they, it's a very hands-on environment. They have a studio, a sound stage there, so you can actually film stuff there. I'll probably start with something easy like a short film or a music video. Music video would probably be the better idea. But yeah, I want to do that, and I want to do like a spoof comedy like Airplane and UHF or those.
Oh my
type
God,
of things,
Tom, that is. I mean, I could already feel. I mean, that is like. I just felt like that is correct. I mean, and also what I love is that you have still this childlike wonder, like the way that you were a kid and watching Abbott and Costello. It's the way that I can see yourself viewing a TV show or film and being like, not only I want to do that, but I'm sure there's a little bit of you that says I can do it better. And
I said that a lot during the last spoof movie I saw, which was terrible.
You must be like, I'm curious to know, like, I almost want to do like an interview with your kids, because I am sure that they like must love having you as a dad. Like you just seem like the freaking coolest dad in the world. I have 3 teenagers. They want nothing to do with me at the moment because I'm they're in that rebellious stage. They're 13, 15, and 17. So oh my God, like 3. Yeah. So they hide in their various rooms and corners of the house, and I see them for about 25 seconds during dinner time. They inhale their food and then they scatter, and I don't see them. How about your wife? Is she hiding from you? No, but she hates my music, so it's okay. Well, you know what, Tom, on that note, for more on Tom Rockwell, you could read more about him right below this video. Tom, you are incredibly funny. I cannot wait to see your first freaking television sitcom series, movie, because I mean, the sky's the limit for you, but you already knew that. And I love that I also made part of this interview about me and me being born on November 23rd, 1983.
No, that's awesome. It's karma.
God bless.
Or
Well,
karma, kismet. I don't know. It's one of those K words or C
hopefully
words.
it's not a bitch, right? Because
No.
karma usually is, right?
Yeah. There's good karma too.
Yeah,
So.
I'm feeling that with you. And you have a great vibe about you. And I'm so grateful to have met you, Tom. And thank you so much for
You
your
too.
time today.
Well, thank you for the interview. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
The digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.